Hey everybody, I have a technical problem. StreamYard again is giving me fits, problems, not loading the presentation, so I'm going to just share it. It won't look as pretty, but we're going to make it happen anyway. Let me just roll through this and see how we go, everybody. Here is the presentation. I'll put myself in the top corner and we're just going to go through this. Hope everything works well. And thank you once again, Green Candle, TNT Tesla, Sean Donnelly, Crypto Squire, Farrer. The whole team is here. I hope you all enjoyed the 4th of July yesterday. Now, let's get into it. Disclaimer, this is not financial advice, of course. And shout out to everybody on Patreon, too. I was asked to remind people, I was asked as well, does the sales that exist? I normally don't promote anything here, but we do have a annual 4th of July sale. It goes for another day until the 6th of July, and you get basically 16% off annual Patreon memberships. It's like $7 a month for the investor tier and about $8 for the capitalist tier. And the rest of the tiers are all sold out. So if you're interested, that's that. Let's talk about the crypto market cap over the last 7 days against Bitcoin. ETH, Binance, Solana, Tron, Avalanche, Cardano all beat Bitcoin. It's as if Bitcoin is coiling up right now. And the XRP people are coping a little bit. In terms of dollar terms, we're up ever so slightly. So it's been a very quiet week. Quiet in terms of volumes, big in terms of news, but still not a lot is happening out there. And stocks, same thing. Tesla down 2.8% because of the latest spat. Amazon up 5%, Apple up 6%, biggest day for Apple in a long time, Nvidia 2%, Google 4%. And again, things aren't that bad. But the real story, really, we'll talk a bit about Bitcoin first. Tom Lee was on, I hope everything is still working. Tom Lee was on this interview. He said something that's very important. We all know we're very early. We all know that less than 3% of the human population have embraced Bitcoin, but investing veteran Tom Lee said, if you're buying Bitcoin today, words to this effect, we are still very early. And the most important thing is 95% of investors, at least 95% of investors have zero Bitcoin exposure. And if you look at Bitcoin wallets compared to the internet, we are at 1996 levels. All of these are straight raw facts and important for us to know as Bitcoiners. Will the future be bright? The answer is most probably indeed. And let me see. Yeah, another cool chart as well. Shout out to James Check on Chain. He shared a chart of MicroStrategy over Bitcoin. It's up 20% year to date, which means MicroStrategy has outperformed Bitcoin by 20%. Again, Bitcoin has been chopping a little bit, but that chop solidation is interesting. We'll talk a bit about rallies and chops right now. But, as Kathy Wood always says, the longer the chop, the higher the pop. Or words to that effect. That's my rendition of it. And James Check flipped extremely bullish. He's normally very based in his writings and stuff, but he said basically, no matter what way I visualize the Bitcoin chart, the Bitcoin market, it feels like we're about to get moving. And of course, with the disclaimer, we don't know the future, but he is struggling to paint any bearish picture at this stage. What you're looking at here on this chart is Bitcoin monthly price. We've had 4 green candles in a row. Before that, 2 red ones, green one, red one. And the question is, where are we in the cycle? What happens next? And the other way to view what happens next with Bitcoin is this. Okay, this is the chop, rally, the chop, or I call it chop solidation, consolidation, rally, little chop, rally, chop, rally, chop. And we're going back to 2022 on this one. The question is, what happens next? The answer is, it's most probably coiling up to make a big move, break out to a new all-time high, could potentially hit 120K. And that's what this depicts. And I do like this chart very much. And if things couldn't get better, this is so far the first 6 months of 2025. Look how much Chinese is printing. China, the Chinese central bank is printing. It is off the hook, ladies and gentlemen. We know that money printing floats all boats, and they are going into extremely high gear. This makes C19 COVIDians look like a spit in the bucket. That's how much money is being flooded in the system, too. But let's have a look at global M2 money supply. See if the rest of the world is doing the same thing. The answer is yes. The yellow line is global money supply. It keeps going up and to the right. The other line is Bitcoin. Bitcoin began the year at around 92,000, 93,000. Now it's at 106,000 and change, and it has yet to catch up with money supply. So people are still talking about that 108-day offset, 112-day offset, 2-month, 3-month offset. It will catch up. The question is, when will money supply stop going up? And if we go back and look at the Chinese chart, they are really ripping into it. You know, why not? If you've got a money printer, why not use it? That's why we have hard assets, ladies and gentlemen. And a little bit of crypto news too. Again, I love the beginning of a new month because we get to see all the monthly information from the previous month. These are the top 10 chains in total transactions for June 2025. And you can see Solana did 3 billion transactions. Tron was in, or Binance, number 2, 446 million. Base, 296. Tron, 261. And then Near Protocol, 148 million. Aptos, 126. Sui, 109. And Polygon, 101 million. Arbitrum, 63. A lot of people talk about Arbitrum lately, but Arbitrum just does slightly more than Ethereum, 41.8 million. When you look at Solana, black hole, compared to Ethereum, Solana's doing 72 times the number of transactions. It is pretty outstanding. Now, I do want to say something to Solana Daily about this chart. It is missing one chain, which is missing. And I don't know why they missed it, because I compared it to our smart contract platform profiler, and boom, Say network does 140 million. Sui, 111 million. So Say, technically, if it was on this chart, if this chart was done properly, it would displace Ethereum. Ethereum would not even get into the top 10, and Say would be above Aptos and Near Protocol. Okay? Say would be number 5, everybody. And I did my Say versus Sui video where it basically kicked it down to that hole in the 300 movie. Anyway, moving on. Important to get your data right. The top 100 gainers for June. Say is one of the second biggest gainer. Kaya, never heard of it, 56% over the last 30 days. Say, 48.5%. And at the very bottom, the ones that have a check mark are ones that I own. The reason I own the last one is because of Mando. He told me it's worth a little flutter, so I threw a few dollars at it. And it's actually performing quite well, surprisingly. Anyhow, moving on. Speaking of Japan, Japan is really embracing crypto fast. Japan's first digital native bank has teamed up with Fireblocks HQ and Solana to build a new stablecoin for the local market. And think about this. Banks are going into stablecoins hard, better, cheaper, faster to process money. Everything is going to Web3, to real-world assets, to wallets. And Solana is empowering that as well. You don't see them going with Arbitrum or ETH or whatever. They're all going with Solana, and that's just how it works. And speaking of stablecoins, some people are quite fearful of them. European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde says stablecoins will lead to the privatization of money, undermining central bankers' public good. I gotta step out for this one. Who here likes central bankers? Who here trusts central bankers? Drop a comment below. It's like the grift is so good for these guys. They don't want anything to threaten it. You got the US embracing stablecoins whole hog because they know it's very important for the dollar, very important for treasuries. One of the biggest buyers of treasuries is Tether. But these guys, the European Central Bank, and I don't have their money printing numbers, but I guarantee you Their money printing is off the hook. And they are printing like mad. No doubt about that. And Xiaomi CEO recommends a Model Y. He said, if you're in urgent need of a car, the Tesla Model Y is also worth considering. I must say, for a Chinese head of a car company and cell phone company to recommend a Tesla Model Y is really saying something. I love the way these people have no egos and just tell it like it is. And there's also some crazy stuff happening with energy. So much concern that there isn't enough energy to power AI. Well, Elon Musk just purchased a power plant overseas, which he's going to take apart and ship to the US and turn it on here. And this will service up to 1 million AI GPUs and have up to 2 gigawatts of power under one roof. That would power 2 million homes. The premises is already acquired. This is crazy when you think about it. This is the sense of urgency for AI that few people don't actually anticipate. But I hear you ask, because I asked myself, what is 2 gigawatts of power? Well, shout out to our friends in the UK. I see you all out there. I got Dex and Sean D and everybody else. But this is Britain's present electricity mix. 2 gigawatts is basically half of all the nuclear power that Britain creates. Okay. And Britain is a big nuclear power country. That's how big 2 gigawatts is. One guy will have one property that will have half of all the nuclear power that the UK generates. That is some heavy duty perspective for you there as well. And if that wasn't enough, this is a little bit of bad news, and I hate to end on a negative note, but we will end on a meme which will cheer us all up. But 35% expect fewer jobs in 6 months from Bravos Research. Shout out to Sanjay. The most important thing about this chart is you can see once the people expect fewer jobs in 6 months, this is like the canary in the mine that indicates a recession. Not good. We do know I just made a post on Patreon actually about the probabilities of recession actually going from 66% to 22% in the last 8 weeks, which is stunning. But if this is correct, people expect fewer jobs in 6 months. This normally coincides with a recession. It's an early recession indicator. All those gray vertical bars are historic recessions. This time could be different. I know it's very dangerous words to say, but we do know that AI is changing everything. It's making companies a lot more effective and productive. And another fun meme that I thought was hilarious. Bitcoin treasury CEOs, they are popping up every day all over the planet. I just saw one from a small company in Sweden pop up today. 4-point plan, put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. Point number 2, post banger tweets. Point number 3, who cares? Point number 4, profit from your stock going up. Boom. Hilarious and on the money. A lot of companies that are doing Bitcoin treasuries are zombies. Okay, so be careful. It will ultimately one day all unfold and end badly, in my opinion, but we shall see where it all goes. So thank you all for coming. Hope you enjoy the show. Big thank you to T&D Tesla and Sean D and the whole gang for being here. And it's fun times. Thank you once again to Green Candle, General Abdel, Bitbuyer, Cybertruck Crypto, woohoo, and Mr. Mike, long-term holder. Hope you had time for a Guinness this weekend. Thanks all. Hope you enjoyed the 4th of July. I'll see you all tomorrow for the live Q&A. Bye-bye.